Um, I think I think a lot of people will say like it's a lot to do with some complacency, but like there's a difference between complacency and like composure. It's definitely you train to have composure and like confidence in your preparation. And um like there'll be huge situations. I mean, World Series games on TV, anything like that. And like you see these guys and they're just like laser focused. They don't show a single sign of emotion on their face. Like it's just not. It's weird. It's crazy. But I think I try and think about that. It's just I think I try and think about the times that I've failed for sure. That overwhelming anger that just consumes you when you didn't get the job done. Like it's your fault or you failed. It's like that's like you gotta hate failing more than you like to win. Like it's the truth because you know that next time you step up in that situation, you're going up to bat and the winning run is on second base and it's all in your hands. You got to think about the last time that you were in that situation and you failed. You got to think, all right, like I don't want that again. It's me versus this guy. Like who's gonna fail here, and you just don't want it to be you.
Yeah, I was watching a clip of Shannon Sharp the other day, maybe like a week or two ago, and he was like, he hated when he was like playing football. He said he hated the feeling of losing more than he liked the feeling of winning, and that's why that's why he drove to the success level that he was at because he hated the feeling of losing so much. And that's a testament to like what humans are just in general. It's like, you know, a lot of us especially like we not that we're so afraid of failing but we hate it so much, and that's what drives people to be so extremely successful and generate immense amounts of wealth, and that's a testament to why we like sports so much because it's like almost like it's this realm, especially on TV. That's why we're fans, is like you're watching something that you know pretty well. Maybe you weren't the greatest at it, or that's why you're not playing professional, or maybe you were great and you just didn't make it to that level, but you're watching something to where there's these people who are the best in the world, especially with American sports, playing something to where you never really know the result. And that's why we get so pissed off when we hear like Deflategate and that games might be rigged, because the reason we really watch sports, one of the reasons, is because like we love that the test into the unknown and seeing something we have no idea what's going to happen. We can hope for something, but we have no idea what's going to happen on the back end.
Right. That's why it's like, there's other ways to prove that feeling exists because there's sports betting. There's sports betting and there's people who are making predictions and stuff like that. And they're trying to predict what's going to happen, but there's no possible way to do it. There's just no possible way to even yeah, like there's like deja vu and stuff in certain games, but each day, each game is a new opportunity. And like I said, if you're sitting on the couch watching these guys play pro, and you're like, you just see something. You got somebody makes a pitch, and you're like, wow, like that was incredible. Like I've never seen that before. Or something will happen, and it's just like it's something new all the time. It's pretty crazy how that works.
So I'll give you my favorite sports moment in the last decade, and then you give me yours. Mine is this is a lot of people's, but just from me watching it, the block on Iguodala that LeBron had in Game 7 for them to come back from the 3-1 and win. I can just remember sitting there. Or I'll throw another one out there too because I'm a Vikings fan. The Minnesota Miracle. Both of those moments, I was standing in front of the TV, just hyper focused. Like nothing in the world mattered more than like me watching the games. And that's a cool thing about being a fan too, is that you can almost get that feeling of playing from your favorite sports team, or maybe a player, or maybe you have a favorite player, but you can't have the same feeling because you're not playing, but you can almost generate that angst and that excitement. But yeah, give me your favorite sports moment or two sports moment in the last decade.
I think I can't remember like a specific, like, I mean, I definitely can because like there's definitely been um like games that I got pretty invested into, and I was like, this is like incredible what's going on. But I think one thing that like really stands out to me, especially because I was a Yankee fan, but like watching Derek Jeter's last game, like when Derek Jeter's last game, he came up and like we were just talking about that clutch situation, and this guy's like he's known as the captain, you know, the most like the clutch guy, the Derek Jeter. Like his name has like a carry to it, and he comes up in, you know, a walk-off situation in this last home game in Yankee Stadium of his entire career, and like he just does what he does. He like it's incredible. But I remember like watching it and being like, this is just it's poetic. Like I'm like, this is gonna happen. Like there's no way he doesn't get the job done here. It's like not even possible because it's just like sports are like that. They're poetic and it's beautiful like what the stories that sports can tell. And yeah, I just remember watching that game and watching him hit that walk off, being like that's why this guy is incredible. And feeling like that, like that want to be like somebody like him. Like it's just like I can't you can't even explain it. It wasn't even you. It wasn't even a guy you know, like you just know of him. And I was like this, like that's literally one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
I think a lot of what that is that, you know, when you said it's not even you, but you like feel through it, is because like the best things, especially with sports, let's keep it in that area, are people just like us. You know, they're not these magical human beings. Now, some of them are on steroids and they get caught, and that gives them a
Yeah.
little edge. But I mean, they're still people, you know, people are flawed. And that's the coolest part is that, you know, these imperfect things that we are, like everyone just like us, somebody that's just like this, that was a baby one point and will die one day, is doing this almost magical thing that, you know, usually you can't do, or you can't do anymore, or you weren't ever able to make it there. But one of those moments that you said, the last game, Kobe, for me, watching Kobe's last
Oh
game,
my God. Yeah.
it was unbelievable because it's like he had to do that, you know. You
Yeah. He
know,
had to.
it's Kobe being Bryant, and you're just watching it, and you're sitting there, and you're like, he's gonna have 60, and you say that, but it's like watching it actually happen. This old hurt who wore out his body, Kobe Bryant, just come out and just, excuse my French, put the dick down on the Jazz. It's just it's poetic, you know.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's incredible. But what you said about like these athletes being like people too, like I think people forget about that all the time. They forget that stuff more than I mean, I don't even know. I can't reference anything to that, but they like I remember one of my buddies I played with back at UNLV, Bryson Stott, was staying with Bryce Harper during like spring training, and they were driving to the field or something like that, and Bryce Harper like was in full uniform. He was like, "Oh crap! Like I'm out of gas," and he stops at the gas station, full Phillies uniform, you know, a prominent name in Major League Baseball, and he's pumping his gas tank, and he's like, and Bryce takes a picture of it, and everybody's loving it because they're like, okay, like you can see, like these people do the same thing we do. They're people, and then but they get onto that field, and they're like, they're no longer people. They're like, I don't even know. Like you can't even explain it. They're like heroes to some people.
It's like that with all celebrities, and that's why you see like when something major happens, there's something like usually bad, to where like maybe there's an affair, like someone, you know, someone did something bad, like a celebrity did something bad, an athlete did something bad, they get in a fight at a club or something, or James Harden was clubbing or whatever during COVID.
Yeah,
It's why you see people blow up, because they put them on this pedestal, and they think they're these like gods, you know, among men. And to an extent they are, you know, because of the success they've granted, but they're still people, and they still
yeah,
do dumb stuff. And especially like, this is my whole thing with like kids our age, you know, but like the real, like Johnny Manziel when he was in college, you know, to like grant someone that much success because of a gift they have at such a young age, you're handing someone the ability to ruin their lives, really, you know. And some people
hmm
handle it perfectly. LeBron handled it very well at 18. That's success. He's handled it perfectly his whole life. But some people just can't. They just fold under pressure. They want to party like a kid. They want to meet girls. They want to hook up with girls like a kid, you know. I remember seeing something about Sam Darnold got mono from making out. He's like, yeah, he's like 22 years old. Of course he was out hooking up with chicks. Like that's what they do. You
yeah,
know? They're
yeah,
people. And so I think what you're saying about people like holding these athletes and celebrities to another level, and then like almost cutting them down when they fail, it's like it's that forgetfulness so that they're still people. Everyone's the same.